Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Pocket Pediatrics. So in nutritional deficiencies series, today we will discuss folic acid deficiency. So coming to folic acid deficiency, first we have to know about functions of folic acid. What are the various role folic acid has in our body? The acid is a very important micronutrient. It has various role like in synthesis of DNA, RNA, cell growth, division. It has very important role in maturation of RBCs, also in brain development during fetal brain development. So it prevents baby from neural tube defect. It also has role in reduction of homocysteine level in the body. So what are the sources of folic acid? So sources of folic acid are rice and cereals are rich dietary source of folic acid, especially if enriched. The other sources are beans, leafy vegetables, fruits such as oranges and papaya. Now coming to what are the causes of deficiency. As you know, it is a micronutrient. So if we don't take adequate amount in the our diet, so it can cause inadequate dietary it can caused by inadequate dietary intake. Second cause is if something is affecting the absorption of folic acid in our intestine, some disease or some problem. So it can caused by inadequate absorption, like in case of celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease. Third is if the requirement is increased, like in case of sickle cell anemia, psoriasis, malignancies, rapid periods of rapid growth like in infancy and adolescent. So if in this age group we don't give our kid to adequate amount of folic acid, they will have folic acid deficiency. Fourth is if folic acid is in adequate amount in body but the utilization is affected, like if somebody is taking long-term treatment with high dose non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, then they will have folic acid deficiency. Other than these anti-inflammatory drugs, there are some anti-convergent drugs like phenytoin and phenobarbital, methotrexate. They can cause inadequate utilization of folic acid and further cause folic acid deficiency. Fifth is hereditary folate malabsorption. It is caused by PCFT gene mutation. Sixth is inborn error of folate metabolism, like mutation in the MTHFR reductase, methionine synthase reductase, or glutamine 4-amino transferase deficiency. Okay. Seventh is infantile cerebral folate deficiency. It is caused by high affinity blocking auto antibody against the membrane bound folate receptors in the choroid plexus. So what happens in it, that the transportation of folate is disrupted from blood to blood brain barrier. So there will be deficiency of folate in the CSF. Okay, so after causes of deficiency, coming to clinical manifestations. What are the clinical manifestation of folic acid deficiency? So first of all, as you know, it will cause, as it has very important role in RBC maturation, so it will cause megaloblastic anemia. Okay. Second is glossitis, cheilitis. These are generalized feature. The child will be listlessness. Child will have EG fatigability. Child will have growth retardation. These are generalized feature. If during pregnancy mother is having folic acid deficiency, child will have neural tube defect, which most commonly are anencephaly, spinal bifida. Now these are generalized feature if child is having hereditary folate malabsorption. So what are the clinical feature of hereditary folate malabsorption? It will present at 1 to 3 months of age with the recurrent or chronic diarrhea, with the failure to thrive, with oral ulcerations, neurological deterioration, megaloblastic anemia and opportunistic infection. So if some child is presenting to you with recurrent and chronic diarrhea, failure to thrive, oral ulcerations, neurological deterioration, megaloblastic anemia, opportunistic infection with malnutrition. So you should always think of nutritional deficiency, especially zinc deficiency and folic acid deficiency. Okay. Now the other entity is cerebral folate deficiency. So it usually manifest at the age of 4 to 6 months of age. With the child will be irritable, child will have microcephaly, child will be developmental delayed with cerebral ataxia, pyramidal tract signs, child will have chorioathetosis, child will have ballismus, seizure and blindness. So if some child is presenting with the refractory seizure, with the developmental delay, with microcephaly, with anemia, with listless. So, in that case, you always should think of cerebral folate deficiency. Now, coming to diagnosis, how can we diagnose the folic acid deficiency? First, we have to order CBC with peripheral smear. In CBC, we will have anemia. In peripheral smear, we will have macrocytosis, segmented neutrophils. Second, we can do serum folate level. Normal is 5 to 20 nanogram per ml. If level is less than 3 nanogram per ml, it is called folic acid deficiency. Third, we can do RBC folate level. RBC folate level will be always more than this serum folate level. So if RBC folate level is less than 150 nanogram per ml, then it is called then it is called folic acid deficiency. The RBC folate level is an indicator of chronic folic acid deficiency. So if it is less than 150, then the child was having chronic folic acid deficiency. Fourth, we can order, if we are suspecting cerebral folate deficiency, we can order CSF folate level. So CSF folate level will be low despite of normal blood folic acid level. Okay. Fifth, we can order PCFT mutation study if infant, in case of we are suspecting the infant folate deficiency. And fifth, we can do bone marrow in some case to rule out other differential diagnosis. The bone marrow in folic acid deficiency will be hypercellular, will have erythroid hyperplasia, megaloblastic changes, large abnormal neutrophilic forms like giant metamyelocytes with the cytoplasmic vacuolation. Okay, now coming to treatment. What is the treatment? So depend on what kind of folic acid deficiency child have. So first is dietary deficiency. So we can start 0.5 to 1 milligram per day orally or parentally for 3 to 4 weeks or until the definite hematological response has occurred. Second, to continue this maintenance therapy, we can give 2.2 milligram of folate per day is adequate for maintenance therapy. Third, if child is having cerebral folate deficiency, child will need prolonged treatment with folinic acid, and sometimes child will need high dose intravenous folinic acid in case of refractory cerebral folate deficiency. In case of hereditary folate malabsorption, intramuscular folic acid, and some patient may respond to high dose oral folinic acid therapy. So how can we prevent this folic acid deficiency in babies? So first is breastfeeding. Second is we have to give fortified formula. Third is folate supplementation during pregnancy. If in case of some mother has already a baby with the neural tube defect, we have to start folic acid at least 3 months prior to conception. The dose is 4 milligram per day.